Okay, so today we will be discussing trend lines for basic technical analysis for stock market or forex, any cryptocurrency instrument. You can perform analysis using trend line. Trend line is actually very basic component for performing a technical analysis. So now what do we understand with trend lines? Okay, so trend lines is basically a lines that identifies the direction of the trend, okay, in which direction trend is for that particular instrument. Okay, to understand that one, we have to first understand what is trend. Okay, so basically trend is the direction of the market. That could be basically of three types. Three types are, it could be upward when market price is going higher and higher, and second could be down movement. In that case market is falling to the downside, and other could be a range bound where market is sideways. Okay, so it goes to a particular point and then fall from there, and then it takes support from the downside. Okay, so if we define uptrend, what is actually uptrend? Uptrend is actually defined by higher high and higher lows. So what is higher high? Market formed a high here and then it fall, and then it form a low here. Now the next high should be higher than previous high, and next low should be higher than previous low. So if the market structure is higher high and higher low, in that case market is assumed to be in uptrend like this. Okay, so similarly if we talk about downtrend, so in downtrend structure should be lower high and lower low. So in that case market price fall to a certain limit, and then it went higher, and then it started falling again. So the next low that is being formed should be lower than the previous low, and the next high should be lower than the previous high. That means it will indicate market is in downtrend and it is going down and down. Okay, we will discuss the examples of on live chart also, need not to worry about that one. Okay, so other then comes sideways. Third type of is sideways. Market can only have three type of structure. Either it would be going high, or it would be going low, or it would be staying stagnant in some range bound. So sideways is also called sideways range bound. Okay, so what happens in this one? All the tops, or we can say high, are at same level and lows are on same level. So in that case market is going up, and from a certain level it is coming down, and then again it is taking support from some lower level. Okay, so such type of market structure is called sideways or range bound market. Okay, so now if we see this chart here, you are able to see here this zone, this actually zone is a support zone. Okay, where market comes and goes back, again comes and goes back. So this zone, this particular zone is called support zone. Okay, where market is actually taking support and going up. So where usually buyers get activated and buyers start buying the instrument. Okay, similarly if we see this above region, this is called demand zone. Okay, what is demand zone? Demand zone is the zone where market sellers get activated and people started booking their profits. Like if a person is buying here, he will be selling at this level. Okay, so here sellers usually get activated. Okay, so other can be sideways. In sideways case we already talked about it. Market would be traveling in some range, like we are looking at the chart in front of us. Okay, so all the time it will come here, and then it will come here and fall, it will come here and it will start rising again. Okay, so now what is the trend line? It is not always true that market will always be sideways, because if market is going in some trend, it has to form some higher high and higher low. Okay, this higher high and higher low. So in that case, if we join these lower lows and higher highs, in that case we will be finding a structure or a direction of the trend. Okay, like if we see on this given chart here, this was the point where it get rejected, and then this point, once we connected these 2 points, we found that next point is also respected. Okay, so and at the lower side, this is a zone, support zone, where it is taking support each and every time it comes to this zone. Okay, so trend line basically defines the, because this it's if we see this trend line, its theta is actually negative. This theta is actually negative. That means it is in downtrend. If theta is negative, we can say this is 35 minus 35 degree. So because it's in minus, so we will be calling that market is in the downtrend. Or if this trend line would have been like this, so we will be saying that this theta is actually positive, or market is into the uptrend. Okay, so what does this trend line indicates in that case? So in that if we see the broader perspective of the trend line, it is simply tells the direction of the market. It simply tells the direction of the market, like market in which direction it is going to be. Other, with the help of the trend line, we can find some good buy points and sell points. As we already look into this one, we can buy somewhere near this zone and we can sell near this zone. As market is here, so we can perform a buy and we can hold till here. Okay, so it gives us a nice indication when to buy, when to sell, and it gives the supply and demand zone clearly. Using that supply and demand zone, we can make better decisions like when to enter and when to exit. Okay, other is it gives the breakout. Okay, it gives the indication of breakout when and how the market structure is going to change. Okay, so all these things we will be seeing in this live example of charts. If we see, today is 8th of October, this is yesterday's chart of Euro USD. Market is actually range bound. Okay, in this one you will see here it is range bound, it is falling again and again from this level. Okay, and it is taking support from this level. If we see here, it is taking support from this level again and again, and now it brought to the downside and then came back into the region again. So if it came back region again, then we can say it will now go higher and it will reach to this resistance zone. Okay, for another example, if we see, in another example we are able to see here the market, this one it reached high and then it fall. After that it went high and then came downside, went high, came downside. So by connecting this point and this point, we are able to make a nice support line to the downside and a resistance line to the upside. Now we can say we will be buying when it touches to this line, and we will be selling when it touches to this line. Okay, if it break to the downside, in that case this uptrend has been broken and market is expected to fall in that case. So that is why we, in our analysis we have shown that this is the breaking point. If price goes below this level, in that case we will be performing a short selling, or we will be going short to that particular instrument. Okay, this particular chart is for Inox Wind of NSE 6 October 23. You will see market is in uptrend. Okay, this is uptrend. Okay, and then it consolidated well enough, and if we connect these points, in that case it is completely out. Now we can say this particular trend is actually broken. This particular trend is broken, and now market is expected to go higher and higher. Okay, so now what could be the possible point that it can go higher? That is another separate video we will discuss in, like what could be the target and what could be the entry point, where we should put the stop loss and where we should put the target. That is another video we will discuss about it. Okay, so other is AU Bank, we will discuss it. In AU Bank, what happened? This is the chart of 20th of September. 20th of September, we will see this market is in market was in range bound from this point to this point, and then it break to the upside. After breaking to the upside, it went into consolidation, and after consolidation it gave another breakout of this smaller trend. Okay, so we can now expect that it will be going higher. So if we see closely, can we say that this is some particular fixed trend line? Can we say this one? If we remove this one, and because this is actually range, this is not a fixed boundary, this is some range. Okay, so we cannot say that if market comes to this line and it has to fall. No, we have to see the price behavior at that particular line. In the same manner here. Okay, so you can go to my website, you can go to my trading view profile, you can see after that the market rallied nicely till here, and then it gave us a really nice targets. Okay, so after that, if we see what are the different rules to basically draw a trend line. Okay, so there are few points that you have to take care while drawing the trend line. The points are, the trend line should touch at least 3 points. Okay, it should touch at least of 3 points, or it should be joined by minimum of 3 points. Okay, if there are less than 3 points, in that case we will say the trend line is not very good. Okay, if we are choosing closing price, as we can see here, we are choosing all the closing price here. Okay, so we have to take all the points as a closing price. Okay, if wicks are respecting, it is well and good, otherwise choose all the closing price only. Okay, never choose steep line that is too steep. Okay, trend line should not be very steep, like we cannot draw a trend line here that this is the trend line. We cannot say that because it's a really huge big momentum, so we cannot say it's a trend line. Okay, so to make the decision whether it's a good trend line or not, we can say the trend line angle should be between 25 to 35. Okay, if the angle is 25 to 35, in that case we can say yeah, it is good, and we can consider that as a perfect trend line or nice trend line. Okay, other point that you should consider while in the drawing the trend line, time frame. Okay, you have to be in the same time frame or lower time frame. Okay, because if you are performing analysis on 4 hour chart, so you cannot perform trades on 1 day charts. Okay, you can go to the lower, if lower is also respecting properly, in that case you can place trades on the lower time frame, but it is always advisable that be in the time frame you are analyzing. Okay, other is always take trades in the time frame that you have performed analysis. We already discussed that one, right? And slope of the trend line should be 25 to 42 degree, because if trend line is very steep, in that case we will not be able to make some nice pattern. Okay, price action pattern will not be able to form there. Okay, this is last point. The people that make mistake is they think that trend line is the god of the price action. It is not like that. Okay, so you have to consider that trend line is just a way to identify the trend of the market. Okay, so you have to confirm with the candlestick pattern or some other pattern if it is coming to the trend line and it is falling from there. In that case, you sort the market from here. Basically, if we are considering for this example, okay, you sort the market here, not here. You have to first confirm that market is properly following the trend line at that point. Okay, so now we will discuss some live chart where we will be drawing trend lines. Okay, yeah, so which chart you should follow for the drawing the trend line? It is always best candlestick charts, but if you are facing difficulties drawing trend lines on candlestick chart, in that case you can draw trend lines on line chart and then slowly you can move to the candlestick chart. Okay, so this is basic trend line, how to do trend line and all, and we also discussed few of the examples. Okay, in next part of the video we will discuss some live examples where we will be drawing the trend lines in live market. Okay, thank you so much. Happy trading.